What's up, boys and girls? Another week, another chapter. That was the norm. But now we have to wait a fucking month. But okay, let's get to the chapter first and then we panic later. To chapter 1053, The New Emperors. Like the last few chapters, we begin again in Marijoa with the Gorosei freaking out. They sound like the press got a hold of a nude of one of them, you know. Remove the D, please. Enough with the fucking jokes. They said to remove the D. I mean, in Luffy's name? Isn't it a bit late for that? He had the whole Monkey D Luffy from back in East Blue. So now you want to make him Monkey Luffy? What the fuck are they talking about? Are they going senile? Not sure that makes sense. Because he says the world cannot see this. See what? The printers are not working. Tell me about it, brother. Are the piece of shit HP bullshit crap that needs an app to be connected to the internet? Fuck this shit, man. They want to cease distribution, but who's gonna try to ruffle the feathers of our boy Big News Morgans? Nobody. I like every time Big News Morgans is in a chapter, he has a fucking big speech about the fate of the world. He's just like us. He can't resist this thrilling story and want to spread the gospel around. We also found out that the Big Mom pirates weren't just cruising, they actually clashed with the ship of CP0. And so the news travel around the world, and now everyone knows that Kaido and Big Mom got defeated. And specifically by the three captains, Luffy, Law and Kid, who got the same bounty. I don't think anyone predicted that. The bounty of 3 billion, so Luffy is still under every Yonko except Blackbeard. I mean, under every previous Yonko, because we have a new player that arrived to take a spot. More on that later. We then see the party that from the beginning of the arc was mentioned that will take place after the raid succeeded. The biggest party ever, they said. And it was supposed to be to celebrate, also to celebrate Jinbe's addition to the crew. But Jinbe is alone, forgotten, in the palace, while everyone else parties outside. This is a feel-good chapter, for the most part. We see everyone partying there, our crew of course, with Yamato. Hyorgi can sing now the Moon Princess, Oden's favorite song. And then we have a brief intermission in the castle basement. Oh shit, what's that? We found her! Nico Robin, I'm sure everyone predicted that. She's reading poneglyphs. She's in the room with the Kokeshi dolls. Another plot point that we hadn't addressed yet. Why were the Kokeshi dolls down in the basement? And Tenguyama had a hobby collecting dolls. I like how Hitetsu comes in and says, "Hey, those are my dolls. Don't touch them." No, that's Mr. Krabs in that Wet Painters episode. Hitetsu's like, "Hey, you like my dolls?"
Nope.
Hitetsu Sukiyaki? What the fuck? No one saw that coming. Of course, many people theorized that he was. I think I've heard it first from Randy Troy, but I don't know, my memory is trash. But now that he's alive, he can give us some answers about how to make poneglyphs, how are they constructed, and he can pass down the knowledge to Momonosuke so that the tradition will remain. He says that nobody knows that he's still alive. He was imprisoned in the basement for years, probably because he can read poneglyphs, so of course he would be very useful to Kaido, especially since he reveals that Pluton is on Wano, and that's what the poneglyph in Alabasta said back when Robin lied to Crocodile. Imagine, back then Robin telling Crocodile, yeah, it says it's in Wano. And Crocodile thinking, Wano, that island in the new world where Kaido and his crew reside. Oh well, what about Poseidon? So what does this mean for the story? Who's gonna get it? I remember another theory from our good friend Mr. Morge that said that Blackbeard is gonna sail with Pluton because he doesn't have a ship. he has a string of big logs put together, a big raft, you might say. Luffy, of course, has already an ancient weapon on his side, Poseidon. Unfortunately, we won't see Pluton anytime soon. And now it's time to finally reveal the last admiral. We see his powers in full display. It looks like the backyard of Vlad the Impaler's castle. He's using his tree roots to pierce the beast pirates, and in there's also King and Queen, or half of Queen. Queen is now skinny. It looks like he's sucking their blood or the water from their bodies, much like Crocodile. It would be a quite overpowered ability if he can actually take the energy of other people, like Cell from Dragon Ball when he was using his tail. We then see his design, which is pretty cool, and like all the other admirals, he's based on a real-life Japanese actor by the name of Harada Yoshio, and his name Aramaki comes from a 1990 film called Ronin Guy, where Harada plays a drunk samurai, Ronin, whatever. And in this film there's also the actors from which the inspiration for Kizaru and Fujitora came, and that the whole thing is about a redemption arc for Aramaki. He instructs the Marines to send a warship in Wano, but to not inform Akainu. He actually admires Akainu because he likes his extreme style, that he desires his approval, and that's his prime motivation for capturing Luffy. But of course, if he did that, he would be Akainu's favorite boy for sure. So we still have the balance of the good admiral with Fujitora on one side and Ryokugyu on the other, mirroring the pre-time skip status quo with Aokiji and Akainu respectively. And I think that's for the best, even though a lot of people, myself included, believed that he was gonna be another good guy type. No one had a doubt, but he's shown that he has the ability to manipulate plants, you know, trees, roots, all that good stuff. Meanwhile, in the flower capital, Luffy's having the time of his life. Turns out that he didn't want any of the praise. He doesn't want to be a hero. So that's why Momonosuke didn't tell anybody about his triumphant victory over Kaido. Kid sees the whole party thing as an opportunity to take down Luffy. So he attacks Luffy. And Luffy counters that with his greatest ability, which, as Mihawk said, is to turn those around him into his allies, even former enemies. I mean, kind of. He embraces him to have a drink and party. We see a very beautiful double-page spread with the people of Wano holding up those barrel-shaped cups. We see our crew, the scabbards, the Yakuza bosses, Tama and her slaves, and also Kinemon with his wife, I think. That would make sense. I don't think he would find another girlfriend that soon, that quick. Kid, as we said before, has trust issues, doesn't want to get attached to anyone, so get the fuck away from me, man. Don't touch me. Came to kill you. And he shows Luffy the new emperors. Shanks and Blackbeard were the old ones. And the new are Luffy, who was unofficially already an emperor, I guess. And I'm rubbing my eyes. What the fuck is happening? Buggy is now an emperor. The world is coming to an end. A lot of people for years now have said that Buggy will become a Yonko at some point. And there's another movement for Buggy to become Pirate King also. And now we're a step closer. I don't know what the fuck he did to deserve this position, but it has to be something huge. Maybe after the warlord system got abolished, the warlords came together and joined the circus. And while the people are having a good time partying and shit, Green Bull is steadily approaching, leaving behind him a trail of flowers. So I guess he will inadvertently bring life back to Wano, and he says that the world is a mess right now. Let me have a guess. Imu ordered the Gorosei to erase the light of Vivi, since he or she, whatever, was holding the wanted post, the picture of Vivi, but they didn't consider that the revolutionaries were also there, and led by Sabo they defended Vivi, but they were captured, so Dragon had to make a move and went to free them, and there was a big fight in Marijoa. something like that. A lot of the plot points that I said in the previous chapter were loose are being addressed here, like the Poneglyph / Kokeshi doll / Hitetsu thing. We saw the defeated beast pirates, and there was a mention about the Big Mom pirates. We still have to see the status of Big Mom and Kaido, get the information from the Poneglyphs, the road Poneglyph, and I feel like there's something more with the whole concept of opening up the borders. I hope we'll find out more in the chapter next week. Oh wait, I forgot. We have to wait another fucking month! But I'm not salty. Good for Oda. He has to take a break to go to South Africa to, I guess, supervise some things there in the live action adaptation. But also he has to take some time to organize his shit about the final saga, which is the most important part of the story, right? So yes, Oda, take your time, please.